Hey guys, what's up? It's Kay, and today we'll be looking at the robot spirits or robot Damashii Kshatriya from Gundam Unicorn. And if you haven't seen my the previous video that I did, I actually added details on mine. So I'm gonna put the video here if you haven't seen it yet. So basically this one is already panel lined, flat coated, and I also added decals on the figure. So we're gonna go ahead and review the figure right now. So let's get rid of the boring stuff first. So let's start with the accessories. So for accessories you get two open palm hands. Let's focus on that. Alright, so two open palm hands. Alright, and next you get, this is actually weird, but they're gonna give you two different beam saber hands. So this one has the thumbs up style, I guess, or variant of the beam saber holding hand, and the second pair is your regular beam saber hand. And plus, you know, the figure already comes with those two closed fists. So let's see, I haven't messed with the whole thing yet. It's actually just the figures that I pretty much toyed with, but he does have a couple more beam effects here. He has a lot of these things, and this will go to the how do you say this, to its binders. So you get 1, 2, 3, 8 of these. You get 8 of these things, and I'm gonna show you guys a picture. I'm gonna show you guys a picture, maybe somewhere there, on how to put this thing. But I'm not gonna review this because there are a lot, and it actually takes a while, or it's gonna take time for me to attach all these things to the binders. So let's go ahead and check out the other stuff. Alright, so again, I haven't messed with the whole thing yet, so everything is still on its plastic tray. I'm gonna move this back to show you guys what you're gonna get next. So let's zoom in on the focus on this. Alright, so you get a couple more of those beam effects for its funnels, as you can see right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some pictures on how, you know, how these things work. And you get two beam sabers. This is originally the Kshatriya's beam sabers, and this one is a blue one. And the reason for this is, if you haven't seen the Gundam Unicorn OVA, there's one scene there on one particular episode where Marida was actually up against a Rizal, and she was able to get the Rizal's beam saber. So that's why she has this beam saber with her. You also get a very nice looking stand here, just a black base with gold trim, and this is gonna be the main thing that's gonna hold the figure. So it's pretty decent, it's pretty nice actually. Of all the robot Damashii figures that has stands, this is actually the best looking one out of everything, because most of their display bases looks like the GFF figure, which is great, but this one's completely, you know, different. It's something new, something fresh. So this is actually what I like best out of all the accessories that she has, or the thing has. Alright. Okay, so moving on to the figure. Let's zoom in on the figure. Alright, so moving on to the figure, we're gonna start with, well, since the accessories are done, we're gonna go ahead and play with the figure's articulation. So for this, I'm gonna take off the binders, and well, I will review one of the binders and do the whole figure. Alright, so I completely forgot that the figure also comes with some clear effects, well, clear stands for the funnel. So I'm also going to display, or I'm gonna put a picture on how these thing will work once you attach it onto the figure. So it's pretty much similar. It's pretty much similar to the robot Damashii Hainu Gundam, which I'm planning on getting in a few months. So there you go. So let's start with the figure. Alright, let's zoom in on this. Okay, so let's do a size comparison first. So at the bottom of its feet, up until that the tip of its binder, it's about 8 inches tall, but pretty much if you don't include the horn, it's just about 6.5 inches tall. So yeah, the whole thing is just pretty bulky, but you know, it makes it look so big when it's really not. But yeah, it's pretty bulky. Anyway, let's see here. Alright, remove this. So let's start with the binder. So the binder has a ratchet joint here, and this thing will rotate. Let me just zoom in here, focus, and this is on a ball joint. The thrusters are on a ball joint, and you can remove the funnels. It's just on a peg, and then the thing has an extra arm here, which is on a hinge, and that's pretty much what it can do. And what else? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a ratchet joint, and it can rotate. Also, one thing I liked about this that the high grade kit didn't have was the binder feature, which is, there you go, it's gonna open like that one, which is pretty nice. Although this, every time this thing opens, it reminds me of a bird. So now that I mentioned it, you cannot really unsee that anymore. Alright, so I'm gonna that's a shitty joke. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and remove the binder, and we're gonna start working on the figure. Alright, so let's just focus on here. Alright, so for the figure, let's start with the head. It can move up that far. It's on a ball joint, so it can rotate as well, but it cannot look down because of how the chest piece was molded, but it can look pretty decent. So you can do God, I'm tired, I'm sorry about this, guys. So it can do a pretty nice flight pose because of that neck joint that she has, or this thing has. Alright, and then next is the shoulders. It can move in and out. It has that little butterfly joint going on, though it's just on a ball joint, but it can go in and out that far. As you can see, it can move back that far, move forward. This thing is actually blocking the arm articulation, but you can still mess with it, and it can go 360, just like so. This arm will rotate, or can rotate. That's actually, and also the shoulder, the whole arm has a swivel here. So you can see it can swivel around, and It has a good bend above the elbow. The arm is on a standard ball joint, so it can wiggle around and rotate. The waist can go side to side that far, and it doesn't have any ab crunch, but it can it's just on a ball joint, so it can do that thing a little bit. Side skirt is also on a ball joint. It's on a separate connection, so you can just move it up and down. And then the side skirt can also rotate. You don't really don't need it, but it's fine. It's gonna give you a good range of leg articulation once you do any dynamic poses with this guy. Also, for splits, I don't think the HGUC Kshatriya can do this. So yeah, that's pretty good. It also has a thigh swivel, and it has a double, I guess, a double jointed bend. So it's just too bulky, so he can the thing cannot really do a 180 band, but that's actually good enough for a bulky figure. What else? This thing will move. This also will move. You have an ankle rocker here, so it can go sideways. For some reason, it can only go, the toe can only go that way. It doesn't have the option for you to, you know, point it down. Probably because it needs to support the weight of those binders. So what you can just do is do that instead. So since it can go down. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh yeah, so this thing moves too. I don't know what's that for, but yeah, that's pretty cool that they added that. And that's pretty much it for the figure. So would I recommend this? Yeah, I guess if you're a fan of the Unicorn series, I actually prefer this variant over the Kshatriya repair figure, which was an exclusive release. But that thing will, right now, this is around $140. But I got mine in Mandarake, and I got it for a cheap price. I was able to snipe this thing for $106, and that's with shipping already, so I got a good price on it, or I got a good deal on it. But if you have the budget to purchase the thing, yeah, go ahead. It's a pretty good figure. This is actually one of, I guess I'm gonna include this as one of my favorite figures on my collection. And oh yeah, I've always wanted to do this. Give me 1 second. Alright, so I actually brought my Sinanju and my Angelos Sabers Zulu with the Kshatriya, and they actually look great together. So like I mentioned, if you're a huge fan of the Gundam Unicorn OVA and you like these three suits, then yeah, I highly recommend the Kshatriya. So oh yeah, robot Damashii figures are non-scale, so this one is a little bit smaller from their high-grade variants. But as for the Kshatriya though, he is almost as tall as his model kit form, so which is good. And either way though, they still look great together. So yeah, if you have questions, just let me know. Send me a message on Facebook, or put your questions on the comment section below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next review.